They instilled the fear of God in me, so I was always scared. And I got to college, I was at Shelter Little Girl, and she was free. Baby, I was running rampant on that campus. And I had a little boyfriend, and he was at another school in Nashville, which was like 3 hours away. And I ended up talking to the star basketball team, the star of the basketball team. And all the girls wanted him, but I had him.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus, nigga?
Now, this is exactly why I tell dudes all the time, you have to do a background check before you wife these chicks up. Now, this chick is saying that while she was in college, she came from a good family background, she was sheltered, and then when she went to college, she went wild. She didn't go wild because it was a phase that she was going through. She went wild because that's exactly who she is. She needed to bring out that whole nature that's in her. But here's the thing, fellas. This same chick is now online looking for a husband. This same chick is now saying she's dating with a purpose. This same chick is now looking for a man to wife her up after she got ran through in the past. Like, a woman will tell you exactly who she is. If you're talking to a woman and she says some shit like this is her past. Don't think it's just her past. This is exactly who she is. So if a boyfriend couldn't save her back then, don't be a fool and think you could save her now. Because once a woman is a slut at 7, she's gonna be a slut at 70. The slut energy in a woman don't change. Once a hoe will always be a hoe, and fellas need to understand that. You always have to accept that some women are for the streets, bro. Don't be fooled, because this same chick, like I said, now she's online desperately trying to find a husband, even though she's letting the world know that she's for the streets. Be careful out here, fellas. For real.
Life is just not easy for the woman when she hits a certain age. We're talking about women who've kind of had this high life and then they've stopped getting offers because maybe now she's hit like 38, 40. And then it's almost like they've kind of gone into this dark hole now. It's so toxic. It's like horrible.
It's over for you thoughts. It's over. It ain't that time. It's over for y'all. The other thoughts made it bad for you.
Look, man, everybody have a time to shine. Nobody shines forever, right? Everybody get their time when they can shine and then they pass their prime. That's how life works. See, with women, they usually start like getting into their prime when they reach the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and then from 26, 27, that's when you kind of hit your peak. So by 26, 27, that's the age when you should already find your husband and you settle down and have a family and things like that. Now, if you pass that stage and you didn't find a man, you still single out here and things like that, you're gonna have a hard time out here. Because the thing about life is this: out with the old, in with the new. That's progression. Every year, a fresh batch of 21-year-olds hit the market. And guess what happens to the chicks who were there before? They now gotta get in the back of the line. So as time go by the time you hit 33, 34, 35, 36, you damn near hit the wall. Because now you can't compete with the young, attractive chicks. And the beautiful thing about life is this: for a man, we hit our prime later on in life. A man is not going to step into his prime until he reaches the age of 30. Because a man in his prime, he's going to be a great provider. He's going to be a great protector. He's also going to be a man of value. He's going to have his finance together. He's also going to have his health together. A man like that is very valuable. And guess what? The young chicks who hit the market, that's the type of guy that they want. See what I'm saying? It matches. But you're not going to see a guy who is well established going for a woman who is past a prime. So women have to understand that they have a lifespan out here when it comes to their sex appeal in the dating market. Y'all ain't going to be sexy forever. Like, y'all got to be fools to even think that y'all going to be past 30 and be as sexy as a chick who's 22. Of course, there's a few exceptions to the rule, but in general, once women start having kids and things like that their body changes. So as a woman, you have to be very careful with that, because if you can't find you a man by the time you hit 30, I hate to say it, but you're probably going to be single forever, or you probably got to settle for some sucker ass, simp ass dude who's going to take you as you are. Like, you got to be wise out here, okay? And you got to understand that your sex appeal have a shelf life. And the beautiful thing about a man is the more finances we acquire, the more we get in shape, is the more our value go up as a man. And that's the beauty of it. Like, we hit our prime later on in life, like in our 30s, and women hit the wall in their 30s. Crazy, but it's life.
Hey babies, let's have a quick conversation. So I do want to talk about the topic of discussion right now on posting your partner on social media. First, let me say I used to be this person in my codependency. I used to be that person who's like, I need to be posted. Posting validates me. If you're not posting, then you're hiding something. Until I recovered from that codependency and I realized that privacy is so much more important, and your identity and your presence in a person's life does not have to be validated by how much they post you. Now, I know some people do it for fun. It's okay. If you do it for fun every so often, that's cool. But social media is a narcissistic place, okay? Most people are ego driven. They like to be seen. People's engagement and their following validates who they are, validates their present. Sometimes people do it because they're compensating for the places in their life that's lacking excitement, that may be boring, may be dull, may be stagnant. Most of the people who are on social media are not really your friends. Social media is based off of connection. Most people connect with you on emotional levels, so they set high expectations and conditions on you. And so if you post 1 or 2 times, then it becomes an expectation. I need to see how often you're posting. I need to see what your relationship is, especially if you influence based off of your relationship and if your identity has become your relationship. Everyone's intent is not good, and privacy is very important in relationships. And no matter how strong of a human you are, when things start to happen repeatedly, you are influenced by that. So if you see that people are projecting in your comments and you're constantly reading these comments, it's very easy for these people to influence doubting you. It can be people saying, oh, well, we'll see how it goes in 3 months. Oh, well, good luck to you because mine happened this way. And then this starts to influence some type of doubt and worry in you. And doubt and worry is linked to insecurities. If you're a person who posts a picture and then you start going to look and see how many likes you have and reading all the comments and stuff like that, it's probably validation seeking. Social media is full of criticism and projection. People prey on you. People prey on your downfall. My mentor, which I always say, great psychologist, been my mentor for years. He taught me to keep everything that I love off of social media. And it took me a minute until it snapped and I finally realized why he said that. If you love what you have and you want to protect it, you better keep it off social media. Now, every so often is not bad, but when it becomes your identity and when it becomes your platform, your relationship becomes your platform, that becomes a problem. And y'all know it. Someone made a statement, it's just like you going out in public with your partner, but it's not. Most of those people in public, you don't know. Most of them are strangers. You probably will never see them again. Reality, the public eye doesn't have the same expectation as social media for these people who see and engage with you on a regular basis. Whether you like it or not, people who follow you on social media place expectations on you. Social media has more connections than the outside world does, especially when it comes to strangers that you don't know. It's absolutely okay to celebrate your love, to celebrate your relationship, to celebrate your partner. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what's the intent behind it? Is it recognition? Is it celebration? Is it gratification? Is it validation? The list can go on. If you want to post your partner, good for you. I'm just saying it's not always good for everybody else. Some people need it to validate their very existence in this world. And some people do it to make other people jealous. Some people do it to compensate for their shortcomings. Look at me, I'm doing good in life because I have a successful relationship. Be jealous of me because I have a good looking partner. Do y'all get it? If you don't, it's okay. Happy, healthy relationships, y'all. Bye, babies.
Look, here's the main reason why you shouldn't post your relationship, anything that have to do with your relationship on social media, because you have to understand that your relationship is sacred, bro. Like, if you're in a real relationship, it don't belong on social media. Social media is a myth. It's fake. It's not reality. It's like a show, right? And as a man, that's not your relationship. You should always focus on keeping your relationship private. If you're dealing with a woman who love to post your relationship and post you and things like that on social media, bro, that's a red flag, bro. You might want to leave her alone because that's a woman who is influenced by social media. You don't want to deal with a woman who is influenced by social media. Social media makes women have a very beehive mindset. It's like they follow each other. It's like they follow where the swarm of bees is going. So it's like, if this is the standard for relationships on social media, that's what your girl is going to lead to. That's what she's going to try to prove that she want to show you off to the world, and that's never a good thing, bro. That's never a good thing. So if your girl love to post you and your relationship on social media, fam, I'm telling you right now, you better off leaving her alone because it's going to end bad. And there's no way that you could try to talk to a woman and tell her like, yo, you shouldn't be doing that, because then that might cause an issue. You have to just respect that she is who she is, and there's nothing that you could do to save her. But what you could do is protect your peace, because once you get on social media, fam, it open a whole different can of worms. And you don't need people in your fucking business. It's like, why do you need people in your business to like critique you or even look into your relationship when that's supposed to be something sacred? That's supposed to be between you and your girl. That's y'all sharing something special. Y'all have a special bond, and that's between y'all, and that's for y'all. That's not for the world. So understand that, fellas. If you're dealing with a woman who loves to be on social media and things like that, man, be careful with that, bro. Facts.
My entire roster pretty much died overnight, so let's build a new team with 4 dates this week. Night 1 was with producer Bay, and I've been saying I want a more creative type, so I was really excited about this. The way he talked about how confident he knew he was going to be successful in the music industry, and then knowing how successful he actually is, was kind of sexy. One of my favorite things about dating is being able to pick people's brains and kind of learning different ways that people live life. While the conversation was cool, the chemistry just wasn't there. You can see it on my face. So he won't be making the cut. Night 2, we'll call him Industry Bay. I feel like things would be different if he were taller. I really tried to give my short kings a chance. I'm 5'9", so it's a little hard out here, but looking up into a man's eyes is just a vibe that can't be denied. Now, some short men do give off a certain energy and it works for them, but I just wasn't feeling that here. Which is sad, because he was a little cutie, and overall just a fun person, but I don't want to waste his time. Night number 3, I had the most fun. We'll call him Bay Area Bay. The direct eye contact, the flirtatious banter, and the you can have whatever you like vibes. Yeah, I was feeling quite nice. And this was with an Indian man. I've never dated an Indian man before, so it was really interesting. He was also on the shorter side, but had the necessary energy to make it work. The night was going so well, he canceled his flight at dinner just to spend more time with me. We went to so many different bars. We even stumbled into a gay bar at one point, and I really appreciate how unfazed he was. No jokes were made. Gotta love a man that's comfortable with his sexuality. We definitely got a little too drunk. Our phones died, we lost track of time, so he ended up getting us a room for the night. But he didn't try anything, which I love, and got me an Uber in the morning so I can go home and get ready for our brunch date that day. At brunch, I was shocked. I felt like he replaced himself with a different man. I felt like he was complaining about everything and was just generally grumpy. And then there were a few red flags. I voiced my concerns, and I feel like our communication is like really on point. So I decided to cut him a little slack. I mean, he was hungover. And then we decided to take a little walk. We talked more. I asked him for some feedback on the date, and things started to feel much better. He invited me to come visit him in the Bay, so we'll see how this goes. So last but not least, we have New York Bay. This man is definitely more in the realm of what I'm used to, what makes me feel comfortable. He definitely knows how to make me laugh, very easy on the eyes, and he just seems like a good guy to have in your corner. We talked about boundaries, what we're looking for, past relationships, all the good stuff to get to on a first date. And he started making plans for our next date, which I love. So we have a little shopping coming up and a comedy show. Overall, I had a great time. Just look at my face. So wish me luck and happy dating, loves.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.